homework, on the next homework. So write a method that accepts the integer parameters, and if the value is bigger than 10, print the value is bigger than 10. Otherwise, print value is smaller than 10. Okay, so that's good. Let's use the same project. If you close the project, you can always open the idea, okay, and in your IntelliJ IDEA you will see a list of projects. So I choose the project homework spin career. Okay, so I'm gonna keep working on the same project, and for my SRC I'm gonna create the homework 3. And here I'm gonna create I'll create something like main homework 3 h3. Okay, so here I'm gonna use public static void main, public static void main, and then enter. That's perfect. Okay, and then write a method that accepts the integer parameters. Okay, so this is the standard method executable, right? But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write a separate method, public static, and I'll call it separate methods, because you can choose anything for your name for the method. Separate method, as long as it looks logical, the name, then I'll name it. Okay, so I'm gonna use void because it has nothing to return. I'm gonna use static because we're not gonna create any objects. We're gonna keep working in the same class main h3. And if you want to call a method inside of the static method, you're gonna need to have static for both of them. If you create an object and call the method, then that method from another class can be non-static. Okay, so I'm gonna call this separate method. Okay, perfect. So now when I run this main, it's gonna call this method for me, separate method, because I see from the homework it asks write a method that accepts integer parameters. Okay, so I'm gonna add here int a, and I'm gonna pass maybe number 3. So you see this method accepts the integer parameter. Okay, oops. So that's my parameter. And then what else here? And if the value is bigger than 10, I'm gonna print this one. So, and then I'm gonna add this. Actually, as you can see, guys, I have indentation here. 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. So that's important. So both methods are inside of my class main h3, and I have the package added here automatically. Okay, so let's write the logic. If then the condition a more than 10. Okay, I'm gonna add the body for this condition, and I'm gonna write s out, and this value is bigger than 10. Okay, else, and the body for the else condition, s out, value is lower than 10. Okay, so let me run this one. I'm gonna right click on the main and then run it. Okay, value is lower than 10, and let's debug it. I'm gonna add that breakpoint here, debug. Okay, perfect. And then step over. Then if it's more than 3, then go inside. If it's less than 3, and I can see that a is 3 here, and I can see a is 3 here, I can see a is 3 here, everywhere is 3, right? So that's cool. So I'll just continue execution, and obviously it's gonna tell me that value is lower than 10. So let me add something like 23 and run it. The value is bigger than 10. Okay, so that's done. Also, you can obviously add a way of Java program to accept the parameters from console. I usually I did use that when I was just learning Java. So let's see how to do that. Java accept value from console. Okay. Yeah, the scanner. So that's the way it is. So yeah, you always can do something like this. Scanner. Okay, print. I don't want to print anything. So I want to have that a equals to the value that I'm gonna type from the console. So I don't have anything hard-coded at all. Gonna remove everything extra. So that's how it looks. Scanner as a class. That's a class from Java library from JDK that we installed, and it's gonna ask me to type that value in my console. So debug, and it's gonna ask me to type something like 5, for example. Okay, I'm doing the debug, so it's asking me to run. I'm gonna resume the program. Okay, I'm gonna remove all the breakpoints and resume, and value is lower than 10, and let me run it. Okay, I'm gonna type 45. Value is bigger than 10. Okay, that's cool, right? That's working. Okay, let's see the other part of the homework. That's how easy you can always find some information, how to read the value and things like that. Okay, so the homework 2, write 2 methods that print hello world 5 times. One method should use the loop, and the second one should use the while loop. Okay, for loop, and while loop. Okay, that's good. That's something for you to train your skills for loops. This is if else. It's widely used. Loops is also widely used. So I'm gonna rename this class to something like refactor, rename, and I'm gonna do this h3.1. Okay, so as you can see, that renamed over here and it's renamed over here, and I'm create another one, Java class main h3 underscore 2, like second part. I'm gonna create another public static void main. Perfect. And here it's asking me to do what again? Just a second. I'm gonna keep having that the homework description in the second screen. Write 2 methods to print hello world. Okay, so I'm gonna need to have 2 methods. Methods 1 and method 2. Okay, method. And I'm gonna I will click right button here, and then I will try to generate. Come on, generate. No, it's not. Unfortunately, it's not helping me. Okay, anyway, so I'll write public static void method 1, and then this is the first method. This is gonna be the second method. 2. Okay, perfect. Now it's I already can execute just for fun. It's not doing anything. So for the first method, I should use the loop, the the loop for 5 times. Okay, so I'm gonna hard code this number 5. So for, okay, int I equals 0, I less than 4, and I plus plus. Okay, I'm gonna add the body, and I'm gonna do the cout, and it should print hello world, right? Hello world 4 times, and the same for the while loop. While I'm gonna do like this: int I equals 0, while I less than 4, do this, cout hello world plus maybe like this while, and here I'll add just for our demonstration in the console for loop, and here while loop. Okay, so you see whenever IDEA is showing you something like this color, you see little I don't know, the color brown, I always can do click and show context action, simplify I less than to true. Oh yeah, because I did forget to increment the I plus plus. Okay, so this way it's not going to be infinitive because I did forgot to add the I incrementation. Okay, perfect. Now it's gonna work. So let's debug it. So I'm gonna add the breakpoint. I'm gonna click debug. Okay, I'm gonna do the step over. Okay, I was too fast. It didn't go inside when I do over. Step in would go inside. Step over. This is the step intro, and this is step over. So step intro would go inside the method. Step over will just go to the next method within the same body. And by body I mean this curly brackets. Whatever is inside of the curly brackets. So you got this for hello world for loom for loop. I'm sorry, for loop. And then I'll add that step intro. Okay, and I'm gonna do the step over. Okay, so this is the I equals, let me go over to debugger. From console you can open debugger, console debugger. So I is 0, right? When we do the I plus plus, it the same if you would write I equals I plus 1, the same. So that's just a short form I plus plus. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it's working. You see I equals 1, and then we print it. So then the I equals 2, then we print it, then I equals 3 and I equals 4, and then we print it, of course, and then I'll just resume the program. Okay, that's it. So we got 4 print for loop and 4 hello world print for while loop. That's it. So that's basically the homework for loops and if else statements.